Hello Libra, my name's Echo and thank you for joining me for this tarot reading for August 2025. Before we begin, I want to wish you a happy new moon in Leo. We did just have this on the 25th, which is yesterday as I'm recording this. So be sure to set those intentions on what you would like to see come about when we hit that next full moon. I do have a video on my channel here. Be sure to check that out for your sun, moon, and rising sign to see where that will impact you most. Your rising sign will give you the best overall picture on what you can expect and give you the most oomph moving forward. Now, we do also have a Mercury retrograde going on, so be sure that you save any files you're working on so you don't lose progress. Check your spam folders and any emails, and read all the fine print as far as any contracts or agreements go. Also know that whatever you start during Mercury retrograde, you're most likely to be repeating. So if you have any exercises, meditation practices, or health regimens you would like to address, go ahead and dip your toe in that water, because there's a good chance that energy is going to be returning to you and you're going to feel more compelled to do those things again. So I am using some of the decks I haven't used in a while for you guys, as well as bringing some new ones in today. So without further ado, let's go ahead and throw these cards for you, Libra, and see what August has in store. All right. You start off with this card of receive. It says, be open to receiving goodness. Believe you are worthy of abundance. A gift is coming to you soon. Okay, that's a good card to start with. So you may be putting good energy out there, Libra, and now you're looking for things to reciprocate. And I feel like the universe hears you, okay? Whatever you're putting out is what you're going to get back. So when you're setting those intentions, be sure you're staying positive and envision things like you already have them, because universe doesn't deal in don'ts, okay? Cosmic ordering says, just like you would go to, when you eat at a restaurant, you would tell the waiter what you want, not a whole list of the things you don't want, because that is how you get quick service. That is how you make sure you enjoy your meal. And that is the same thing we need to do with spirit. I would like to see A, B, and C happen. I love that I already have some of A, B, C in my life. I love that. Let's bring more of that kind of thing. But let's go ahead and continue with the astrology oracle that I have here. And this does have some of the signs in the constellations, as well as a few figures that are across mythology as far as the cosmos go. So let's continue this reading and see what we have coming. You have the card of Sagittarius. So Sagittarius is a very active sign, the kind of person who will go out and get things done, okay? They're not the kind of individual to sit back and just sort of wait for things. And I feel like because you've been putting the energy out there, because you've been doing the things, this is why you're going to be receiving that abundance. You're going to be getting those gifts, and you're going to be getting the reciprocal energy on what you have been putting out. But that doesn't mean, with this card being present, it's reminding you, that doesn't mean this is the time to get stagnant. If you have things that you would like to see to come to fruition, if you would like to see more, continue that momentum, continue taking action and going out there and hunt down, because the Sagittarius is the bow, the hunter. Continue to hunt down those means, continue to hunt down those ends, and take action as you see fit. Because sitting on your you-know-what isn't really going to get anything done. But let's go ahead with the holographic Rider-Waite Tarot and see what we have coming through for you in the month of August, my dear Libra. You have the card of the Five of Cups. The Five of Cups is talking about a loss. So something that meant a whole lot to you either looks like it's being threatened or looks like it's going to, okay? But there are still these two cups to be accounted for and be grateful for. And this is what I'm talking about, the need to stay positive, to keep that forward momentum, like we discussed with cosmic ordering. If you believe that abundance is coming your way and you put out there to the universe, I am open to abundance, I appreciate all that I have and I welcome more, then you're giving it the go-ahead to bring those things to you. But if you stay in a lack mentality on things that are bothering you, we're talking about cups, water, and emotion, that is what's going to come back to you. That negativity you're putting out there just keeps you kind of in a cycle. And that's how we kind of put ourselves in a bit of a depressed state of mind, dwelling on the things that hurt us and bother us. So stay positive. Stay open to receiving more of the good things that really bring you joy. And you will see more of those things coming. But this is where you're at right now. There's kind of a feeling of lack. But let's go ahead and continue and see what we have crossing you. Aha, you have the Lovers. Okay, so the Lovers is a Gemini card, so social energy, very airy kind of vibe, like you, Libra. You are airy energy. It is talking about a brotherhood, a connection, maybe even a love interest. And it might be that you feel like whatever you're in right now in a connection with others really isn't doing so well, okay? And you're going to be receiving that which you desire. So if it is a relationship you're looking for, keep putting that out there, Libra, because you are going to find what you're looking for. The lovers can also point towards, like I said, a brotherhood energy. So this could be that you're looking for someone to give back to you and emotionally invest in you and care about the things that you care about the way you do. People have to have a reason to care, okay? And your tribe, the people who very much resonate with you, will very likely care about the things that you do. So if you are getting energy in here where people come into your circle and kind of give you that vibe, that's what you're manifesting. To you, that is abundance. To you, that is a gift. Some people that come into our life, they are a gift, and you recognize that, and you're seeing that now. You're looking for more of that now, okay? But what's crossing you is you're just wanting people to care about things the way you do. This might be, excuse me, I'm dropping cars. This might be looking for someone to invest in you and the things you care about as much as you give to other people. Maybe you're looking for someone to connect with at this time in terms of a new relationship. Let's continue this reading and see what we have at the base for my dear Libra. Next, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles is all about being on top of her game, having enough, and pentacles are things we can touch and see our everyday. In reverse, this indicates that you're feeling a sort of lack. You don't feel appreciated in some aspect. Your day-to-day life, could be in the workspace, has you a little stressed out. You're not getting the effort that you're putting out. You're not seeing it back. And you might even be in a financial strait at this time, either as a result of this or just a financial strait in general, because life happens. We all got to pay the bills and the car and do the stuff. I get it. But just trust that abundance is coming your way. Put the good energy out there so you can get it back. And this feeling of lack, not being able to handle it and make ends meet, will dissipate over time. You're going to have to be patient. I'm seeing the Temperance card in my mind's eye. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if this pops up. But let's continue this reading and see what else is coming. You have the Knight of Cups in reverse. Yeah, you've been pouring your heart out about a situation. It might be that you're in a dire strait as far as relationships go. It could be an agreement, a connection, a friendship. Maybe you're in business with someone and it feels like they're not really in your corner. Maybe it's a partnership and the two of you just aren't doing so well. You've been arguing a lot, okay? You might feel that work doesn't value you much anymore. Whatever it is, it's hitting you on a personal level, okay? And Libra, you are a communicative sign. You are an air sign. You like to keep things light and breezy, but you like to get out there, socialize, rub elbows, and be the life of the party. You like to be seen, and it may, to other people, look like, hey, look at me. But you're only out there trying to stir up the crowd and keep people going because you feel this is what keeps the energy high, and this is what people can benefit most from. So you put yourself out there. But whatever you're doing, putting yourself out there, it's not returning to you in a energetic way. This could be your money. This could be your finances. This could be how you feel day to day, but certainly not emotionally at this time. So let's continue this reading because it looks like August is going to bring you some challenges that you're facing up. And that's why Sagittarius is here. It's telling you keep that forward momentum, keep going after it, stay on the hunt for what you're looking for, on the hunt, and you will see it happen. Crowning you, you have the Death card. Okay, don't panic. The Death card is all about letting go of that which does not serve us. If something is dead, done, and over with, so we can rebirth something new. So if you feel like whatever this situation is you're dealing with right now isn't really serving you and you're not really getting through, it is okay to just say, all right, this was a beautiful chapter. I honor what I learned from it. Now it's time to close it so I can start a new one. It is okay to do that, to draw the line in the sand and say, all right, I'm done. Or conversely, maybe you scribble out that line to draw a new line, to have a new way of moving on and go forward, however you want to look at that. But this does indicate that you already let something go and your higher mind already knows it. You feel it in your gut. You certainly feel it in your gut with these cards here. But you're looking to let something go, to go forward and move on, okay? And this might mean letting go of something that was very near and dear to you at one time. But in order to have those blessings that you know you are worth and you know you want, You might have to let go of an old way of doing or an old way of being or an old connection. It's not easy to let go of chapters that helped us grow because we get that sort of nostalgia from time to time and we have fond memories. But this can't limit our growth, and this can't stop us from having new experiences and experiencing new growth. So let's continue this reading and see what the immediate energy is going to be for you, Libra. Next, you have the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is about standing your ground. Yeah, you're definitely going to be letting something go so you can tell them like it is. This is what I'm all about. It's time to, as the expression goes, blank or get off the pot. I'll let you fill in the blank on that one. You're going to be standing your ground on a situation that is, you're passionate about this, because wands are a fiery, passionate energy, a creative energy. You're looking to create a new way of being. You're looking to create new finances, new emotionally rewarding situations, and feel that abundance, which is why this abundance card is here, to create a new existence that does work for you. And this may mean letting something go so you can have something new and standing your ground, okay? Which means you might have to get real with somebody in a conversation, either at work or on a personal level. Maybe you have to get real with yourself. The Lover's card here, it can sometimes be when we're down in the dumps, when we're feeling that Five of Cups energy, that emotional upset, sitting and getting real with ourselves, offering ourselves that cup of love so we can really have that forward momentum and step into that new energy. So you are going to be going forward in a way that does create momentum because you're standing your ground. Let's continue this reading and see what else pops up. Next, Libra, you have the Tower. Yeah, for the Death card and the Tower to be here, this tells me there's a definite upset. The Tower is talking all about leveling things as they stand, sort of a disjointed, damaged situation, so you can have a solid, clean foundation to rebuild upon. The Tower can indicate Tower moments in our life, such as breakups, loss of a job, closing chapters in a way that doesn't really feel very good, perhaps left field upsets we didn't see coming, loss of a partnership, loss of a business venture, loss of what we were once passionate for, and having to rebuild. So you're going to be having something come down, and you recognize this. You already see it as we step into August, and you're making plans on how you want to rebuild once that foundation has settled and been clear. Because the individuals in this card are jumping from the Tower to possibly their deaths, but they may yet survive. Whereas if they stay inside of that tower that's burning, they will most assuredly burn and die. So you're looking to take chances on leveling things down because you're wanting to rebuild, okay? What is Spirit offering to this reading for my Libra? It's a very progressive reading, Libra. There's a lot going on here. The Eight of Swords in reverse. The Eight of Swords is all about being limited, being stuck in our own thoughts, in our own ideas around communication, our approaches to this, maybe even our own beliefs. In reverse, this tells me that Spirit recognizes you're wanting to change those things. You're wanting to make changes in an arena that is social, in an arena that is all about the mind, and get out of your head, get into something that is serving you so you can become unstuck. And you're absolutely doing this. The cards here say you are doing forward momentum, but you're sitting at the start of this reading in a space, as we started out, in what doesn't serve you, what doesn't make you happy. And it's like a story playing out here, and tarot often is that. It's a story. You're reinventing things and taking a stand so you can go ahead with that forward momentum, level what isn't working, and start rebuilding. And this might mean addressing your own thoughts and beliefs, having those difficult conversations, or telling people what you genuinely think, whether they like it or not. If you're in a social circle that doesn't value you, you're going to see it, you're going to recognize it, and you're going to step away from it, okay? What do you have in your position of hopes and fears, my Libra? What else do we have coming through? Oh, that jumped out, so I'm going to take it. You have the Fool card. The Fool card is the beginning of the story of the tarot. It is the first card in the run, which is why it is the 0 card. The Fool card indicates a sort of childlike wonder, the dreamy sort of energy. I'm going to go forward and start my journey into this great, awesome unknown. But it does give the potential for making mistakes. So in your position of hopes and fears, you're very hopeful to go forward and start this new journey, to move towards something that truly does resonate with you, but you might be fearful of where you're going to trip up, where you're going to make mistakes. Libra, don't beat yourself up, okay? Everybody makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, and anyone who tells you otherwise is just full of it. Don't be afraid to make mistakes, because this is how you learn. This is how we grow. This is part of your growth path. And what you're learning in making a mistake is how not to do something next time, so you can expand and turn that knowledge into wisdom. So don't be fearful to move forward on this journey. Go ahead and keep that hopeful, bright-eyed energy of the Fool card and continue. You're being encouraged at this time with the presence of that card. What is the long-term outcome for my Libra in this reading? The long-term outcome. You have the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is the wounded warrior, okay, with the bandage here on his head. He has these staves behind him, and he is holding one as he faces the beast who is approaching. Now, behind these wands over here where you don't see, there could be a village, and he could be the last line of defense I'm hearing. Thank you, Spirit. He could be the last line of defense before this village has to deal with that beast, and it may be people that don't have any weapons. It could just be a village of elderly, women, children, people who have a harder time defending themselves, if at all. And he might be the last line of defense, but he's been through some stuff. So the long-term outcome is going to be, yes, you recognize what you've been through. You might have had to come through a bit of a wounding situation as we started off here, and having to let it all go to move forward, but you're standing your ground, and that is a very passionate fire energy to be in. Wands are all about fire, passion, and creativity, and because you're going forward, the long term is going to be a continued need to stay in this energy. If you're going to fight for something, even though you've been through the things, if you're going to stand your ground to fight back, you're being encouraged to keep that momentum, stay at it, go into it the way you've been encouraged this entire reading. And you're going to take that as a mindset that anything worth fighting for is definitely what you're going to have. It's definitely worth having. So these gifts are on their way. This abundance is going to be received, but you've got to continue to put that energy out there, and you've got to fight for it, okay? Tell Spirit you're looking for it and trust that it will come. Because sometimes just trusting that what we are genuinely hoping for and what we genuinely need will be delivered, sometimes that can feel like a battle, okay? And that might be where you're at, Libra. But let's go ahead with my new tarot deck here, and I believe this is called the Tarot de la Nuit. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. The T might be silent, but we'll continue. But I love the artwork in this card. Let's expand upon this reading and get a little clearer picture to finish out. What blessings do you have for my Libra in the month of August? For some reason, I almost said July. In the month of August. You have the Ace of Cups in reverse. So the Ace of Cups is all about getting that blessing of love, getting that energetic feedback, getting the true value and emotional bliss that we are looking for. In reverse, this may not feel like a blessing, but this is really more a blessing of seeing where it wasn't, seeing what wasn't giving back to us, and recognizing what we truly need, what really does fulfill us. Maybe the ability to fulfill yourself is coming through, and this will be the blessing. But you do need to stop outpouring your cup to individuals who aren't giving back to you. And you're going to see who and what those situations have been. So you're going to be filling your own cup at this time, which is absolutely needed if you're going to have this forward momentum that you're looking for. But let's go ahead and continue. What does Libra maybe not see coming in the month of August? What do you not see coming? The King of Pentacles. That's more like it. Here we had the Queen upside down, and now we have the King upright. You're definitely making progress. If it is a job situation, if it is financial, if it is just your approach to daily, everyday life, okay? The mundane, if you will. The King of Pentacles says you're going to master it. You're going to get on top of it. I'm seeing King of the Hill type energy, okay? You're going to be in charge of whatever the situation is, and you're going to rebuild. If something has you down in the doldrums and you're having to knock it down to start a new chapter, you're going to master this new chapter in a way that will surprise even you. You're going to see those dividends, that gifts and abundance we were talking about, because they are going to come in. And I feel like this is going to be, for some of you, toward the middle of August. For others, probably more in the third week. Okay, so keep your eyes out for that. Keep that positive momentum and keep believing what you want to see is possible, because that is how you make it happen. When you step into that energy of doubt, you block the magic that is coming your way. So what advice do you have for my Libra as we go forward in the month of August? What advice do you have? It looks like you're going through a lot of growth. You're experiencing a lot in August. I want to see what advice Spirit has on offer. Oh, we have a flipper, so I'll take that. Okay, thank you, Spirit. And we'll put back these other cards. Okay. Here you have the Queen of Swords in reverse. The Queen of Swords is the very approachable queen who will offer healing, but she will offer genuine advice and tell it like it is. In reverse, she is the kind of individual who will do so in a way that is maybe a little bit cutting and maybe a little bit confusing for other people, but she does so because she means well. The advice you're being given at this time is to keep in mind when other people tell you what your path needs to look like, they impact your thoughts and beliefs in a way that may not be favorable, okay? They may be telling you what you think you need to hear, or what they think you need to hear, excuse me, and what they think you need to be doing. So you need to be wary of advice that's being given to you, and you also need to be wary of your own thoughts and beliefs. How is your thought speech? Are you negative? Are you a Debbie Downer? Do you shy away from places where you used to socialize, or are you just afraid to have a conversation that you know is going to bring you change? You need to address these situations going forward. This is the advice you're being given, and you need to be wary of any communication that doesn't feel genuine for you, okay? Get out of that negative thought space and be wary of any communication that feels wrong to you. Listen to your intuition at this time, because she is a very knowledgeable, wise, and intuitive queen. So this is a good reading for you, Libra. It looks like we're making some progress in the month of August, and we're going to be rebuilding to go towards that which we truly deserve, which is a very powerful step for you. My name is Echo. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a wonderful reading. I will see you next time.